Hello, wonderful. What quality do you need to have to attract a high quality partner? And I asked this question in the group, and then I asked this question on my regular Facebook feed. And I was a bit shocked by the answers, which I cannot believe I was shocked by the answers because I should not be shocked at this point of people's vast lack of understanding on this subject, but I was still a little bit shocked at how little people understand the subject, because and I was going to read them to you. I had, some typical things. Some people said things like confidence, but then you have to think, oh, okay, is everyone who's been in a toxic relationship not confident? It's not true at all. Some people got blindsided, right? Trustworthy. Is every trustworthy person in a good relationship versus a toxic one? Obviously not. Lots of you are trustworthy. I am trustworthy. It doesn't always work out to your advantage. In fact, it can be used against you, because then you don't look for things you should have looked for. You just trust them, and then find out they continue to cheat or whatever. Communication was a big one. Okay, how many of you have been in a toxic relationship and they kept saying, oh, we have communication issues rather than control issues? And there's a huge difference between communication issues and control issues. So it's just somebody else said. Somebody said confidence, which I like the idea of confidence. That's part of it, but it's you can't say that everyone who has not been who is confident has not been in a toxic relationship. That's almost hard to say. Lots of compassion, okay? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have seen so many people's compassion used against them. They think, oh, if I'm compassionate and I'm kind and I'm giving and I'm loving, then I'll attract a high quality partner. Yet here we are. Lots of people talking about their faith, putting God first, putting Jesus first is the secret to attracting a high quality partner. However, there are many, many, many groups about fabulous women who have loved God and still ended up with a toxic partner who may have gone to church constantly or read the Bible or been pastor. I mean, I see that all the time, truly, truly all the time. Being trustworthy, okay? Integrity is an interesting one that I want to touch on in a second. I loved, one person said curiosity, but I've seen many women who are very curious and they think, oh, well, he must need therapy, or he just needs to work on his childhood, or I need to say it a different way this time, or I wonder why he's upset today. And their focus turns into on that person, and they become very, very curious about that person, but the person's still toxic. Okay, reliable, loyal, hardworking. Okay, so if you're reliable and you're loyal and you're hardworking, you're going to get a high quality partner, and they're not going to be toxic, right? Wrong. Lots more ideas about loving God, communication, humble. Okay, if you're humble, you're going to get a good partner. One of my very dear friends, he and I have walked a lot on this journey together, said, don't be a psycho. They must not be a psycho, which is obviously fabulous. He and I have had lots of conversations about toxic people. Yeah, a sense of self-worth, willingness to be mutually vulnerable, open-hearted, trust, self-care, self-respect, self-investment, okay? And I just want to say there is not one thing on that list that cannot be flipped against you. Every single bit of my work is based on the fact that your strengths can be used against you in a toxic relationship. Every single bit of my program is about how your strengths are used against you in a toxic relationship. Every single piece of everything that I do is based on the fact that your strengths can be used against you in a toxic relationship. You're curious, they'll leave you running years and years and years trying to figure them out. You're honest, they will assume that they can lie and you won't figure it out. You're trustworthy, they will know that they can get away with things and you won't call them on it because you'll assume they are trustworthy too, because you only see from your own perspective. And if you're good, kind, loving, giving, trustworthy, curious, you love God, whatever else it is, every single thing on that list can be used against you in a toxic relationship. And many of you are watching this going, oh my gosh, that's exactly what happened to me. It's not because you're codependent or you're trauma bonded or you're broken or you have a bad childhood or whatever else. Toxic people know how to use your strengths against you. And that is what no one else is saying, which is just so obvious from that list, because people assume that if you love yourself, you're not going to end up in a toxic relationship, which is partly true, but not all the way, okay? Because you have to make decisions based on self-love. You have to know where the boundaries are, okay? All those things. You have to know yourself, not just love yourself, but know yourself. So I was trying to think of what one quality cannot be used against you in your quest for love, in your quest for a great relationship. And the one thing that I'm thinking of today, I will let you know if I figure out something else or that, but I think this is it, is high expectations. If you want to have a high quality partner, you need to have high expectations for that partner. Now let me flip it. Does the toxic person not have high expectations for you? Did they not have high expectations for you? Did your toxic person have high expectations for you? And when they had those high expectations, did you try to rise, to grow, to change, to become better, to become the partner that they wanted you to be? Did you try to become the best version of yourself within that context? Because it was their best version of you, right? Not your best version of you. But did you not try? Did you not grow? Did you not work? Did you not change? Did you not study? Did you not try to become better? Why? Because they had high expectations for you. Yet, if we don't do the work and get rid of all that gunk and figure out how to self-love and figure out how to be self-confident and figure out how to have self-worth and figure out the toxic relationship game, figure out what people are doing to manipulate you, figure out how it is played, figure out what your vulnerabilities are, figure out how you can be manipulated, because that's all part of that high expectation piece. Because if you assume you read 3 articles and you're a member of one Facebook group and now you're not going to be manipulated by a toxic person anymore, girl, no. I am telling you, no, it takes more than that. You have to learn how to raise your expectations. Raise your expectations for your partnership, raise your expectations for your life, and raise your expectations for yourself. Because when you are able to raise your expectations for yourself, then you will know how to, what's that poker term? Like know when to hold them and know when to fold them, okay? Because I see women pouring an outrageous amount of work into becoming the person their partner wants them to be or their parent wants them to be. I see women pouring an enormous amount of work into trying to keep a relationship together. I see not nearly as much work going into finding a good partner. We as people are much more likely to work our rears off to keep a bad partner than we are to find a good partner. And then when it comes into finding a good partner, it's like, oh, maybe if I just stay in my house and the universe will send me someone. Oh, yes, I'm going to meditate on it. Okay. Oh my gosh. No. Love you. No. Okay. Put the work. Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Red flag. 1, 2, 3, fold them. Red flag. 1, 2, 3, fold them. Move on. Because otherwise you waste years and years and years and years, and then there's so much damage and you have to rebuild yourself. And you get into another thing. And then you don't fold them, 1, 2, 3, red flag, 1, 2, 3, end it, okay? Or you end up in another mess. And then you miss out on all these great people and these great experiences and the chance to meet a great person because you did not have high expectations for the partner, nor did you have this high expectation for yourself, because it's a whole lot more than just about self-love, right? I do love myself. I do teach my clients to love themselves dearly, But when I really wrapped my brain around, oh my gosh, what does it really take to have a high quality partnership? It is high expectations, just like the toxic people have for you. Now, does that mean you're mean or manipulative or that you control them or that you're ugly to them in any way? No, absolutely not. You can be good and kind and loving and giving and responsible and fabulous and amazing and friendly and a great communicator and confident and all those things. But you still have to have high expectations for their behavior and high expectations for your decision making regarding their behavior, and of course high expectations for yourself, of course high expectations for your ability to be kind and be vulnerable and communicate well, and but also high expectations for this is not okay, this isn't the right thing for me. And that's going to be twofold. One, the wrong people are going to and they're going to go away, and the right person will rise up to the expectations expected of them. Just like in your relationship, you rose up because you were the good person, you were the toxic person, you were the nice person, you were the amazing one, okay? So, something we can learn from toxic people who very, very, very often get high quality partners. It's just fascinating. They just get some really great partners, both male and female. I've seen it go both ways because they have such amazing high expectations for themselves because they think they can do no wrong. And then high expectations for you. Now, on their end, it's kind of unhealthy, right? Obviously unhealthy. It's, oh, you should do this for me. You have to do this for me. Your role is to take care of me. It's your job to help me. You know, and that is not okay. Definitely not saying put that on a new partner. Treat them like the toxic person treated you. That's so far from what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's something that can be learned. Toxic people get really high quality people for a reason. And the reason are those high expectations. And there is something we can learn from that. As you look forward into your next relationship, learn the rules of the toxic relationship game. Learn who you are. Learn how to get rid of all that gunk. Learn how to be better. Learn how to be bolder. Learn how to be more confident. But use those tools to raise your expectations, both for your partner and for yourself, for what is okay, what's not okay. Raise your expectations for not ignoring those red flags. Raise your expectations for just being amazing. Raise your expectations for the kind of life you want, the kind of communication you want, the kind of things you're willing to put up with and not willing to put up with, okay? Raise your expectations to raise your quality of partner. And if you're one of these women who is like willing to put an outrageous amount of work into, you know, keeping a bad partnership alive, or even a bad relationship with a parent alive, use that time and energy on making sure you feel alive, making sure you are amazing, and then you will be in 1,000 times better place to attract the right person who's gonna like that you have high expectations, because they will have high expectations in a healthy way, not a controlling way too. Hope that helps. Love to talk to some of you. Some of you are new to this group. I would love to talk to you. And if you have any more questions, go to www.sarahkramsey.com/contact and schedule a call. And let me see if I can help you through your journey of raising your expectations. Mwah!